noticing the way your mind shifts if you just keep going, and you kind of step over your own shadow every day. Like, there's some type of obstacles you feel uncomfortable with, and is really such a struggle to kind of face the reality that, if you open your phone, there's a whole lot of people out there who know to do exactly what you wish that you were able to do. And then you only see the bad thing. You only see where you're at, where these people are, and the gap between, and how you cannot really bridge that gap, because usually there's like financial problems or issues like that. You want to pay somebody who helps you out, and you want this to be something that can be maintained over months. So paying somebody once will not really fix the problem for you, because if you're working on something and you create a lot of creative work, it needs to be some sort of workflow you get into that will actually be, sustainable. Like, you can actually continue doing that for the coming years, basically. So one thing I definitely done over this past year of 2025, even though we're still like in December, is I stepped like out of my comfort zone constantly, because I just kept, doing things that I just couldn't get it right, but I still did it anyway. And that's really the only thing that kept pushing me forward in that sense. So if I was to compare, oh my God, last December I had the same goal. I had a whole list of tracks written out that I wanted to drop completely. I don't even know if I ever shared those. Anyway, but honestly, my mix was below terrible. And now it's like, it's definitely better than then. It doesn't matter how bad it is, but it's better than it was. And the only reason how I got to this point is like by just continuing to do it, and unfortunately also to put it out, even though it wasn't finished. But like, I also want to be like a motivation to anyone out there, like to not compare yourself to anybody out there. Sometimes you don't have the resources or the teams that other people do, and sometimes it's still healthy to put it out. And I know you could say, no, don't do it, wait. But for me, the energy of waiting was so unhealthy and toxic. I really felt extremely bad every single day. Like I couldn't take it, okay? I couldn't take it. And then what I love to see is people just drop things every day. It's almost like a vlog. You can vlog your life if everything goes wrong, but then at the same time, you can't drop your art if it's not perfect. Like, what type of mindset? It's just stupid, okay? So like my only goal literally is my single goal for the whole year was to just be living more, like just be more like, living in my energy, owning my energy, just because there's always like been this little gap where I had short amounts of time where I was fully myself. I felt like, oh, this person is who I always want to be, who I always want to show up as. And then I have moments where I meet people and I'm like, who is she? Thinking about myself. I cannot really recognize myself, and I cannot just, flip it on and off. It just was completely more or less out of my control, out of my hands. But that's something I always knew, that I can be that person always if I put in the work. And I'm not yet there, but I'm so much closer than I was a year ago. And I guess that's the message of this video. Like, it's really like that. If you just do it and you don't really care about perfection, just like I didn't care about the lighting in these past videos like that, because there would have been no time to care about this. It's really about the message sometimes. This is just how it is, okay? And whatever I put up on this channel is going to be always split between two things. Either I do these talks about healing and becoming your best version, well, mostly like just being the person that you never had as a kid, sort of like, imagine that your younger self would meet yourself and find a good friend, becoming that type of person. But the other part of this channel is always going to be just me living my life, sort of. Well, and all I do is make music and sit here. In another video, I said that I was going to work on this list that I made. The thing about me is whenever I start a new project or something, I like to start a new notebook for a reason. So it makes me really happy to open this up. So I was saying that I got something that's called Too Many Romeos on the Run, and then I wrote down all of the projects in here that I wanted to work on, and so far I haven't really gotten around to do so. But for me, the hardest stage is always like once I got the recording, I basically mixed it a little bit. I just hit a dead end, and then at a certain point, I'm like, this doesn't come together. So once I can kind of, jump over that stage and feel like it's coming together, I'm not going to be such a mad perfectionist, but so far I'm just a little bit way too far from what I want to hear, and yeah, that's how it's going to be. So what I've decided is like, I got something on Spotify that I could not get mixed either, but it was just me anyway. So it's there right now. But when I will drop this project, undoubtedly it's gonna sound better. Also, I got the Soundtoys plugins because before I was lost. I always deleted all my layers. Like I could not really mix, like your vocal layers, not even good ad libs, nothing like that. This should go a bit smoother. So if I drop that, I can delete my old one, and this is how we're gonna move from now on. So it's not like I don't have music out. I'm just gonna work on the mix, and that's more than okay. Well, this is a pretty random update video. That's all I want to say. Like, if I compare this version of myself to me 1 year ago, like December 2024, one thing I can say for sure that I have made the biggest change I have ever made in my life in moving towards the right direction, but also at the same time, it's like nobody could see that. It's just like within myself. That's how it happened. So I guess if I ask anybody else, I don't know if they could see that. I don't care. It was just like, but sometimes you put in a lot of work that other people are not going to recognize. That's what I mean. So just like uploading these videos on this channel, I would never have such an easygoing time to continue with this if I had any expectations or hopes that people are going to watch these videos. Truthfully, I have lost more followers than I ever have this year. Even on YouTube, I think I gained about 100 followers since I started uploading daily, which was over a month ago. So that's like the slowest growth I have ever seen. That's completely like my emotions are not tied to this at all. I have moments, but really this is not it, because one thing I have seen is like I get so much better at talking like straight into the camera, which was always a big problem for me. And the only way this works out is by doing it every day. And I've been so happy with myself just seeing that type of progress, because I constantly used to lose my train of thought or just, talk pretty much nonsense over 10 minutes and then just, completely lose the subject and go into some different direction. And I know with a script what you can do, but that's not the plan of this video. Like, I'm actually learning how to just speak like that, and this is helping me out more than anybody else. So I'm just like grateful to have that chance to do that. Don't let nobody tell you what you can or can't do, because you can do everything that you put your mind to. Take care, and I see you tomorrow, because it's till end of the year. I'm uploading every day now. I've realized end of the year is coming closer, and I don't know if I should continue doing that. I certainly cannot just stop, because I'm kind of addicted to the process. I just love this so much about how I can now speak without just cutting this video into a million pieces that are just scattered around the project. It just seems to come together more like that, and this is how I work best. So I just need to kind of put in the work every day. I'm not doing these videos every day, but I think once a week would be a good goal for next year. Not meaning that I only upload once a week, but to sit down with the camera and have a chat like this once a week would be really healthy, and I definitely want to keep doing that. Even if the years change into my favorite year of all time, 2026. Oh my God, I truly believe that. 2026, like, come on. Nobody dropped something called 26. Nobody got a coupon called 26. Nobody got an unfinished track called Kids on 26. Don't make that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I can't wait to send the firecrackers into the skies and shoot them with this lens.